All right, let's talk about Trevor Lawrence here. A very unique game, a game that kind of had to win against a struggling Raiders team, who, in fairness, their backs were against the wall. They were desperate trying to get a win here. They came out swinging, able to hold off this and ultimately get the 1-point overtime victory for the first time in NFL history, a 1-point overtime victory with the new rules. It improved to 5-3. Let's talk about what they did right in this game. Also, some of what went wrong in this one. But really, for offense, they played pretty well. Took a little bit to get going, but played pretty well. And one thing you saw was, I did think Brian Thomas Jr. Has slowly been getting better as things have gone along. Here, this is a wide receiver one route, right? Out route on 3rd and 4. It's a one-on-one matchup. We need you to move the sticks. You're going to see that Trevor Lawrence takes the snap. He looks down the field, and there is looking to be an opportunity for some separation. Thomas Jr. is cutting right now. The corner's a little bit late in reacting because this is what Brian Thomas Jr. can do so well, right? Is he can cut on a dime and he can cut so quickly that it just takes a second for defensive backs to read it. Now, Jamal Adams that Jamal Adams, he plays for the Raiders and actually having an all right season for him. He's going to come in and try and generate some pressure, disrupt this throw a little bit. So Lawrence, he's getting rid of the ball as quickly as he can. But those two guys connect, they pick up the first down, and again, are able to move the sticks. And that's what you want to see happen with your number one receiver, right? Is ultimately, the yards are the yards, and you like to have more yards than less yards, obviously. But really, you want to see that your guy can still, in the important moments, help you move the chains. That's the difference between a good receiver and a great one. And, his numbers haven't been as good and all that stuff, but being able to come through in a spot like this is still really important for his team. And honestly, heading over here, I thought that Trevor Lawrence just made some really nice throws in this game. So here, it's a 2nd and 18. That's a tough situation to try and make something happen here. It's man coverage across the board here for the Raiders. So Trevor Lawrence is going to take the snap. It's going to eventually be Dyami Brown who he looks towards. You see right here, is there a window? I mean, not really, but if you make this catch, you can get kind of around the first down marker. Worth mentioning as well that I believe that yellow marker is off by a little bit. But watch this really nice throw and catch. That was a completion. On top of it, there was roughing the passer, so they were able to, move the sticks that way. But it set up like a 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2 situation on top of it. So again, would not have been the first down if it wasn't for a penalty. But they gave themselves a real chance on 3rd down and then got the penalty, so they didn't need it. But hey, you still made an impressive play on that one. Although now let's go over here because you look at the Jaguars and they still scored 30 points. 23 points in regulation in this game. But they honestly could have had a lot more if it wasn't for a 17-play drive that started with 11 and a half minutes left in the first quarter, ended on this play. Goal line situation. It's, 2nd and goal, and you see the concept on the screen. Lawrence will roll out towards the bottom of the screen. Really, the receiver in motion is where you want to look towards. However, that's not going to actually be what ends up working. Lawrence takes a snap, that gets covered up, but you see Dyami Brown, who's kind of, his job on this play really is to kind of just help clear things out for Washington, who was in motion. Here, for Trevor Lawrence, this is just not a smart decision by him. I mean, if Brown just kind of fights, stays at that goal line, there's an opportunity here, but you have to be on the same page. You have to know that this is how your quarterback works if this is going to be a decision you make for Lawrence. Brown kind of drifts back trying to get open that way, and because of that, when Lawrence throws, he's not there anymore. Ends up being a really ugly interception, but that wasn't a smart decision regardless. I mean, that's too risky. It's only 2nd and goal. You realistically have 2 more tries to try and get the ball into the end zone right there. Just throwing into the dirt, live to see another play. So that was a bad play from Lawrence. That was easily his worst play of the game. Other than that, we did see a lot of good. Like moving over to this one, this is a simple play, but one that can definitely work. All the best play callers in the league do this. Liam Cohen, no exception. It's just simply a zone coverage concept with Parker Washington going over the middle right here. So you run to play action, get those linebackers to move in, and they are aggressive linebackers, one of which Jamal Adams. Watch, Lawrence runs the play action. Adams was, he moved past the line of scrimmage. Now he has to try and get back. The other guys moved in too. This is wide open right here. I mean, again, that's the disadvantage of the Raiders defense. You got Devin White, you got Jamal Adams, guys who really should go all out for the big play. Cohen's taking advantage of that. Lawrence does throw this one further down. Washington makes the grab, runs all the way past the 50-yard line. So good job by Washington, good job by Lawrence, but really good play calling here by Jacksonville. And I've been really impressed with Liam Cohen. I was impressed with him last year in Tampa Bay. I think he's doing a lot of good stuff with Jacksonville this year. This next one, another really, I think, smart play. So I love these types of concepts. I don't get why teams don't do this more when you have like a mobile quarterback, but not a quarterback who you usually run design runs with too often, is in a, inside the 10 situation, that maybe this is when you can do it. Because look, the Raiders, you see the concept on the screen. It's cover 2 man because, hey, if you get 4 yards here, no big deal. Now it's 3rd and goal. You just got to get one more stop. Again, Jaguars might go for it on 4th, but still, like that's kind of the logic right here. So what is Jacksonville going to do? Well, they're going to do that, where you notice the halfback is going out to block the guy who is playing man coverage against him, covering him. You now have 5 offensive linemen and 4 defensive linemen. So 5 offensive linemen, 4 defensive linemen, and you get a halfback blocking the guy who's supposed to cover him, meaning that in theory, you can block the 4 defensive linemen. Maybe you can double team block one of those defensive linemen if you want, or you can send your center up and blocks one of the safeties in the end zone. And when this play begins, they actually don't even need the center. I think he was kind of playing it out as though it was a screen pass. He doesn't go forward. Hey, if it's a running play, you're allowed to move. It's not ineligible downfield if you don't throw it. So I think they actually messed up the blocking assignment there, but nonetheless, Lawrence was still able to go down the field and get into the end zone because of the way the concept works of you're defending the pass so much, you're not ready for a running play, and if it is a running play, well then you assume you have enough guys to go and make the play, but because the Jaguars get an extra blocker, that's kind of what, with the halfback blocking and the quarterback run, that's what allows this play ultimately to work. Also, this one late in the game, 2nd down and 7, nothing too fancy, but still an effective play where it's man coverage once again. And big spot. You're down 3 points. You need something here, or you're going to lose the game. You see Tim Jones going to be going in motion from the offense's right to the offense's left. That's going to be the route they look towards. And again, when Lawrence takes the snap, you see there is kind of traffic over the middle. Jones is open for, some yards. And again, Cam Little, he made a field goal from this spot earlier in the game. So any more yards just makes it that much easier. Obviously, you want to help him out a little. And then also when Lawrence hits Tim Jones, watch him go. Like he makes a play here. Good stuff here from Tim Jones, a guy who, not necessarily known for just not necessarily known. This was his first catch of the season. Guy has only 169 total yards in his career in the 4 years he's played. But hey, give him credit, making a play when he has to. Did some nice work after the catch as well. Helped set up the field goal. Ultimately, they win in overtime. A lot of simple stuff, but a lot of good concepts. Lawrence makes the one bad pick, but ultimately did a solid job in this game. It's nothing too fancy against a team that isn't very good in Las Vegas, but you know what? A win is a win regardless, and they're able to survive. So will the Jaguars be able to keep things going now fully in the playoff mix? Weirdly, the Chiefs tiebreaker seems like that could come into play in the wild card mix right now. And hey, the Colts lost the game. Maybe there's hope there with 2 matchups still to go against that team. Huge game for Lawrence and the Jaguars against the Texans this week. That's going to decide a lot, I think. But for now, big win for Jacksonville. That's what I think. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you. And of course, as always, thanks for watching.